So Jing, I need to share my screen when it's my turn, right?
Yeah, you can, or I can share for you. Either way works.
Okay. Uh,
Yep.
uh, could you share your screen then?
Okay, no problem.
Thanks.
All right. So, hi everyone again. So, welcome to July the 1st, our APEC community call. So, today is about the theme of today is about regional updates and slash, since now we're mid year, so we will have our mid year review from all of our chapter leaders. So first thing, we will kind of just briefly go through kind of the news from Odyssey from the recent about 2 weeks. So I will pull up our awesome Odyssey news website. So as you can see here, I think we talked about this actually. I think in the last call, in a previous one, that Eden actually now we have, I think 7 more countries in. So as you can see here, 7 new countries, which is really exciting. And I think hopefully we'll see more APAC countries in here sometime soon as well. And then the other one, I think is really great news. It's a BMJ publication about as Chan was talking about the probably the hottest subject now about COVID vaccines. So I think this will be something definitely worth a read. And feel free. I think it's on the Odyssey website, and I will share the link in the chat in a bit as well. So everyone, welcome for the read. It's a great paper on BMJ. So with that, I will start on our chapter leader updates for today. So Chen, you would like me to share the slides you sent?
Right.
All right. Okay, let me pull that up. So I'll turn that to Professor Chen.
Thank you. Yeah. This is the original update of Odyssey Korea on the 1st July. Could you go to the next? So until April 2021, we have 46 hospitals in Odyssey Korea network, and the number of patients are 60 million, which allows the duplication. And as I told you that we've converted the HERAS data, which is a nationwide claim data set, into AMOP CDM from 2010 to 2019, and of which number of patients is 50 million, which is a kind of virtually the whole Korean population. And now we are implementing the Odyssey R ecosystem in this for this server, and we are struggling to conduct a real study in by using this really big data. When we can implement the whole Odyssey ecosystem for this data set, then I will let you know that we can join the other study led by Odyssey APEC leaders. So that is really wonderful and exciting job we are doing now. And the next. Yeah, Jing, could you go to okay, thanks. So and we are trying to implement the automatic CDM conversion because in the COVID-19 pandemics era, we found that it is too slow to convert the hospital data into AMOP CDM. Like if it is conducted in yearly or like biannually, that it is too slow for upcoming COVID-19 pandemic or upcoming you know new kind of epidemic or new diseases. So that's why we'd like to implement automatic CDM conversion for daily or weekly or monthly conversion. And currently we are trying to implement this system in 22 hospitals. So we can see how this can be, make the CDM conversion faster. And could you go to next?
I have a question. Can I ask questions
Yep.
now, or do you
Yep,
want me to
of
wait
course.
until the end?
of course.
So I have
Can
a question. What made you guys go from yearly, like one extreme to the other extreme of daily, weekly, or monthly? Why not meet in the middle, like something like a quarterly refresh, right? Because daily, weeklies take a lot more coding effort, technically, than
right.
doing like a quarterly refresh where
Mhm.
you could just
Mhm.
overwrite the data.
So it's really, ambitious project of Professor Park, and I do not want to, but I do not think that we need daily or monthly daily or weekly conversion. But in several hospital which I'm working in now, we are converting the whole data set monthly, and it's feasible for us, and it was possible. So I think monthly or I just said quarterly conversion
Yeah,
is enough for us. Yeah, I do agree.
I
But
agree. So
yeah,
monthly, quarterly, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
again, to do a daily, it's not that it's not possible, and it is possible, right? But
mhm,
daily just seems a lot
right.
for a CDM.
Agree. Yeah, and so in Korea we do have that kind of the Eden system, like we call it FeederNet platform, and uh, this is the graph shows the cumulative number of the researchers using FeederNet, and which is not all these researches are published in journals, but just these numbers shows that how many researchers trying to use this system to conduct their own research, and about 500 researches are conducted after June 2020, and this the number of research is gradually increased now. And could you go to next, Jing? And we've conducted the vocabulary mapping for a whole nationwide Korean vocabulary, which is necessary for the conversion of HERA dataset, and this will be uh, disclosed soon. Like I think until July, we will open this whole Korean vocabulary mapping system into public. So this is another wonderful achievement of us. And could you go to next?
Uh, Sorry, Chen, one question from me.
Yep.
So when this will be public, is that so it's for sorry, I as you may know, I cannot really read
Mhm.
everything here, so I assume
Yeah.
all of the table names are the
Mhm.
different vocabularies. The numbers are huge. So
Yep. Actually, these numbers are not, represent do not represent the number of vocabulary. These numbers actually represent the rows, number of rows in the HERA dataset. I think I'm not sure, but yeah, it's not the number of the vocabulary
yeah, that would be
itself. Yeah.
gigantic.
Right.
Okay, and then for the mapping, it will be public when? Sorry, I missed the last part.
Uh, 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 I think in July. I think in July this will be made public.
Oh, in Asina or
I'm not sure. I think that yeah, after this the make it public, and then I need to uh, upload these vocabulary system into Athena. Yeah, that's the
um, okay, so first kind of in Korea and then kind of
right.
in Asina for everyone
Mhm.
else.
Of course.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's my question.
Yeah. And the next slide will be the last part of this update. So, and we are trying to maintain the data quality through Odyssey Korea, because we do have very many hospitals in Korea, and the nationwide claim data set in Odyssey Korea network. So we are trying to upgrade the CDM inspection package of Eden community make a CDM inspection package, and to make their own data catalog. So in their data catalog, it shows the characteristics of the each data set of Eden community. So we upgrade a little bit of this package, and we persuade other sites to execute this, and then uh, upload their summary into the the Odyssey Korea community, so we can make a data catalog. And the next. So this is the final slide. So we are again we are trying to maintain the data quality through various ways. One of them is the reinforcement of Achilles heel. So we will not allow any error in Achilles heel in our network. So that's one thing we will do, and we are looking forward to using white Bandicoot made from Australia. Thanks. So if you have any comments or question, please let me know.
I have another question. So when you say you're not going to allow any errors, you're really just talking about the type, right? Because there's notifications and warnings as well. So it's like errors are the major ones, right?
Right.
That's
so
cool.
yeah, because it's not usually possible to remove every warning or notification from the Achilles heel, but the errors should be removed and fixed.
Another question that I have, and I don't know if Achilles already fixed this, right? But when we implemented a bunch of the Themis rules and a bunch of the newer rules, Achilles wasn't updated with it. Do you know if they've updated those? Because some of those will error.
Right. So actually, this is the but Achilles heel, the reinforcement of Achilles heel can be another kind of easiest way. Data quality dashboard is really big, and it is not easy to remove all the errors, or we cannot restrict the percent of errors in data quality by using data quality dashboard, even though it shows the much more comprehensive data quality of your data set.
I agree.
So this is the we are just making a process for that maintaining data quality, which has not been done in the previous years. So that's why.
So, and you guys, like you said, you chose you're choosing the Achilles heels because it's a shorter, it's a smaller subset of the data quality. And like you said, in the data quality, there's a lot of them that sometimes don't apply, and you have to set a threshold to 100% in order to get 100% pass. And we don't do that because I don't agree that setting it to 100% so that it passes. For me, it shows that we don't have that data. That's why it failed.
Right. And I can see that Roger raised his hand. I can hear you. You're muted, Roger. Roger, you are muted. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can. Yeah.
Thanks for this. It's really exciting. I've got a question about compliance with people using the EMRs in Korea. Because I was having a conversation with a hospital yesterday in Australia, and it was along the lines of some units are very good at using the EMR systems, but some units are not as good at putting all the information into EMRs in Australia. They did mention surgeons, actually, when they talked about them not being very good at data entry. What's it like in Korea, the completeness of the data that you're seeing?
So as you know, we do have the nationwide insurance system, and all the claims should be reported or claimed by the electronic ways. So that's why we do have the backbone system of kind of standard backbone system for EMR in Korea. So every diagnosis and procedure or medication code concepts or in EMR actually are standardized because of we have to report the claims to HERA. So that's one thing that we can take advantage of it, and most big hospitals have the EMR system, and it's kind of a mandatory thing now. We cannot claim everything by using notes. So.
Okay. I've got a follow-up question. Sorry, Marie.
No, go. You go first.
Yeah, I'm working with I'm working with primary care data, but I'm also now working with hospital data. So we're working with both Epic and Cerner EMRs. What's the predominant EMR in Korea?
Actually, there is no predominant EMR system in tertiary hospitals in Korea, even though there is a kind of the predominant EMR system for primary care centers. And I do think that the EMR system of primary care center in Korea is much worse than other countries, including Australia or Europe, because the accessibility to the tertiary hospital in Korea is really good and easy and high, and overall cost of the medical cost is really low. So everyone with kind of severe illness or even cough just go to the tertiary hospital. So that's a little bit different, and each tertiary hospital maintains their own EMR system, but still because of the national insurance system, the basic coding system is similar throughout the hospitals.
So is it a mix of Cerner and Epic, Cerner and Epic in the hospitals?
No, not Epic or Cerner. We do have
locally developed. Okay.
Yeah, local.
I think that holds true for many of Asia Pacific, or Asia, I should say, because I don't think China doesn't use Epic or Cerner either. Each hospital has their own proprietary system, if not one, multiple, because in each department there may be a proprietary system.
And I can see Morning raised his hand too.
Yes. Two things. So I just quick follow up with Roger. The funny thing is, as far as Asia, Singapore is actually moving towards Epic. We have two out of the three public institutes adopting Epic as the full electronic medical record system throughout not just one hospital. I'm talking about healthcare clusters. Cluster includes a few hospitals and multiple clinics. Singapore, the government divides the island into 3 clusters. So 2/3 of the country slowly will migrate to Epic. And if it works fine, I don't see a reason why the entire Singapore won't turn to Epic entirely. And if Roger, your team have any experience with Epic and OMOP, right, that would be very useful for us, because we are exactly at the transition. Right? Nam is on the call as well, being our CTO. He's in this painful two years process of converting our existing EMR to Epic, and later on we definitely need the step to ETL the data from Epic into OMOP CDM as well.
Yeah, so I would add here, we share the same ambition as Chan. We hope to be able to directly convert Epic data to OMOP CDM on a daily basis, and we are currently doing the mapping process, and it will be run on an automated script. There will be no, because the data coming in is from a single schema, HL7 version 2 schema. So once we set it and it's correct, barring any changes or updates to the HL7 format, you should be able to come in by the day. You could even come in by the second if you wanted it. But of course, we are still doing that mapping process. It's been very laborious.
Right.
But we hope that at the end of it, we can share with others who use Epic as well.
Great news.
Yes. And the second point, right, kind of to Chan, related to the GCDM project, right? So I know it's still an ongoing effort, but definitely you guys are moving ahead.
Right. So actually, I have a regular meeting with Adam Bass in Columbia University, which is a leading scientist for genetic oncologist, and so I think we should show the first use case of genomic CDM. So in oncology working group, actually almost finalized the structure of genomic CDM, which is not anymore. We do not use additional table anymore. We just put the variants into the measurement table with the vocabulary system for genomics, and so now I'm trying to show some first use case through the Odyssey network and how it can be useful or powerful. So yeah, that is really things I need.
Great news. Is there a timeline? So when this may be firm up, or we can sort of see the demo or use case?
No, actually, I did not timeline that yet, but yeah, and
yeah, just
one
to add to
yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, sorry.
And one thing I'm worrying about is that current genomic working group is focused on oncology, but I do think that Singapore group is focusing on diabetes or other metabolic disorder, which is really different from oncology for in terms of the genomic profiling. So we need to discuss about.
Don't be misunderstood, right? So Chan, Singapore, we have a few data sets. Diabetes is one of them. Like Niam is looking at OMOP CDM data for the entire hospital's EMR, right? So it covers all departments and diseases. Yeah, I'll let Niam.
Yeah, oncology, oncology, cardiology, metabolic conditions. Our problem is not so much that we have specific data sets or not. It's about coming up with a structured vocabulary so that when everybody reports, it's going to be systemized in a way in a script form rather than every person just enters whatever data that they have. So I think we do have fairly mature tissue repositories as well as some of the genomic databases. But I think for once and for all, we want to align with everyone else. And one of the groups that we want to align with is, of course, OMOP, but also with the All of Us initiatives led by Josh Dennis at Vanderbilt. I wonder if you have any conversations with them.
Yeah, I think we should meet in person after everyone gets vaccinated and to discuss much further for this. Yeah, thanks.
Mui, do you have any contact with Josh from Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I do. So we're part of the All of Us. We've been working with them ever since their inception, I should say. So if you want more information, let me know. And then Roger, for the EPIC, there's that EHR working group. That working group specifically concentrates on EPIC and Cerner.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
So and same thing for you guys, Morning, because because every EPIC implementation, Cerner is not as bad. Cerner implementations typically are the same. It just depends on which product you have. But EPIC, every EPIC conversion or every EPIC implementation is different. Every hospital has a different version of EPIC because they specialize it. But that working group really generally talks about all the EPICs and Cerner conversions and any questions people has about those two systems.
We're also very interested in the genomic data, and I was looking at the genomic extension to OMOP, but it sounds like people may not be using that, and they're just using the standard measurements table.
That would be a Chan, because I think, Chan, you're the sub-leader of that working group, aren't you?
Actually, no, but yeah, we do not want to expand the OMOP CDM tables. If we put we add tables whenever we need another information. It gets bigger and bigger, and currently it's not easy to implement OMOP CDM. So that's why we just stick to maintaining current structure, but rather than adding more tables in OMOP CDM, then we just add vocabulary system for genomics, and then we can just record every variance of the genomic profiling into measurement table. That's current solution, and that will be presented in OMOP Odyssey Symposium 2021 in September, and you can see the final version of the actually the first version of the OMOP's official genomic CDM of Odyssey.
Oh, that's great to hear, because I was having a conversation with a hematologist yesterday who was specifically asking about genomics and how we record it in OMOP. So that's really useful for me.
Right. And it's really, the structure will be really easy.
All right, thank you so much for Professor Chen's update, and thank you so much for the questions. Just want to be aware of the time. We're half hour in, and we do have other chapter updates. So with that, thanks again, and then let's go down to the next chapter for Odyssey China. So Professor Shui, are you?
Yeah, yes, I'm here.
Give us a quick update here. Thank you.
Sure. I'm sorry I didn't prepare any slides. I just give a brief update. I don't know. Last couple of months is kind of running slow. So we had a reorganization, as I mentioned at the beginning of the year. We are now reorganized Odyssey China into 3 different big groups rather than those small working groups. So the 3 groups are the methods and software tool group, and then the clinical study group, as well as the education and engagement group. So for the methods and the tool group, we are mainly working on Chinese vocabulary infrastructure. So we developed a mapping tool which will allow us to review mapping of Chinese term to the SNOMED English term. And we have recruited, I think, about 6 persons volunteered. So that group is actually studying, doing the mapping from the Chinese ICD-10, I think, to SNOMED right now. And it's just starting. We're testing like how much time will take. So Mui's team already finished the 3-digit one, and I think we're trying to do more detailed one. We estimate about, I forgot the exact number, 5,000 or 8,000 turns. So it will take a while before we can map everything manually, but the tool will help make it more efficient. So basically for each Chinese turn, you will give a list of candidate turn, then they can review and decide one. So that's one of the major things on the methods and the tool group. On the clinical study group, they are mainly trying to come up a list of data resources that actually converted to CDM in China. And they are planning on identify 2 studies. And one suggestion we had is about just look at those published study from the Odyssey in the US, European, or other country, and trying to replicate those study in China. But I don't think it has been finalized because still relative limited hospital has converted their data to OMAP CDN. And on the education engagement and the education side, I think we're planning on, so we used to have a annual meeting for the China chapter every year, but we stopped. Last year we did this APAC meeting, which was supposed to be in Shanghai physically, but we moved to online. So this year, since COVID is still sort of not completely gone yet, so we are not planning a big meeting. What we are planning is I forgot the name of, there's a major, one of the medical conference, I think in December, or is it November or December? I couldn't remember exact time. But we are hosting about a half-day session on Odyssey China that will serve as our sort of annual meeting for this year. And we'll probably open up the online session as well. So then Dr. Zhou at Zhongshan University, he's in charge of this engagement and training. So he just sent us a plan starting August. We are considering preparing for a kind of online training session once a month, trying to introduce all the different tools or project at Odyssey. So I think that's pretty much, that's it, I think. Yeah. I'll just stop here. So I know we have a bunch of other countries to go. Just shoot me an email or text me if you have any questions.
All right, thanks, Professor Shui. And next we have Japan, so Professor Hiramasu. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Can I share my slide?
Yes, yes, I'll stop sharing, please.
Yeah.
We see your screen.
My screen, yeah, not okay.
Now we see your PPT.
Yes, that's fine. Japanese update. I have just 2 slides, and our action is mainly on monthly meeting. So we had 6 meetings now, and the theme these are listed below. Odyssey of books and Odyssey papers introduction and Usagi introduction, and discussion of hands-on plan, but not realized yet. And Dragon Pin plan we discussed. And yesterday, we introduced an implementation procedure for OMOP environment, which is documented on GitHub. So will you try to use this this procedure in Japan? Second, it's another situation for vocabulary mapping and for drug condition laboratory test, and we had plan but not executed. So we are going to develop in later of this year. And second, fire entrainment. It is very important in Japan because the fire is now the engine in the info field. So our university, IUHW, has going to start project with fire implementer and HIS integrator. So we are going to make OMOP database via fire module. And the difficult one is the approach to data holders. 2 kinds of data holders. One is hospitals, but they need tagging system. They don't have engineers, so they have very easy to use software. So the current Odyssey tools are difficult to get to work for them. This is one problem. And aggregators, so they have their engineers, but they does their business for commercial use, so they need commercial framework to do almost things. So that's all, very short.
So I have some. So go ahead, Chen. You first.
Thanks. So I have a question. So, if are there many hospitals are eager to adopt OMOP CDM in Japan? If and they want to join Odyssey, if there is a like turnkey free software, or there is a kind of a company or someone who help their data convert into OMOP CDM.
Hospitals interested hospital are some, but actually they don't have time to do that project. So it's difficult to enroll them.
Right.
What I was going to say is, so in H1, what we did, IQVIA, one in collaboration with MDV and the other on our own, we converted our IQVIA Japanese claims over to, that was in Japanese, over to the OMOP CDM. We also took MDV and converted it to OMOP CDM. And then I'm also taking our small little HIS system and converting it to OMOP CDM. So maybe Professor Haramatsu, we can chat on the side about your vocabulary, because we have a bunch of those already.
Oh yes, actually I discussed with IQVIA, but
Okay.
yeah, but they had to give their vocabulary freely.
Yeah, you're talking to the Japanese team. You're not talking to me. So let's see if I can work with the Japanese team as well, because my team did the work. And what happened was they took some of the Japanese and translated to English, and then we did the rest of the mapping. So let me get with the Japanese team and see what they are willing to offer, because my team did the work.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't do the work. We did.
Actually, I talked with the IQVIA database team, and they don't. Yeah, they said nothing about homework.
Yeah, they probably, IQVIA Japan is very big as well. Just same thing with IQVIA as a whole. So again, I will email you. Let's see how we can connect, because I don't think my boss will have a problem releasing it unless somebody tells me that I can't release it. But I assume we can release it to the public.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get with the folks and ask about that, because I would think that would be a big help for you guys, right? To release the Japanese mapping that we already have.
Oh, yes, very good. Great.
Okay, let me talk to them.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Professor Hiramasu. So with that, I will take the share again. Oh, so Jason, Professor Xu, do you want me to share the next, or would you like to share the deck for the update?
Both of them are okay. What
Okay.
would you prefer?
Yeah, it would be great if you can share from your side too. Mm-hmm.
I'll share.
Thank you.
Can you see?
It's just black screen.
It's a black screen, yeah.
I can see the cursor moving. Okay,
There it
now
goes.
we can see.
Okay. Okay. So this is an update from Odyssey Taiwan chapter. So we just joined Odyssey at the end of last year, so we are still in the initial stage for everything about Odyssey. And here are the core members in the office of the Taiwan chapter. So including me, Professor Mark Su, Alex is a researcher, and the Fong and Yuda. Fong and Yuda are doctoral students in our program, and also Juliana Pong. She is a statistical analyst in our program. So we have totally 4 goals. The first one is to create an Odyssey Taiwan website. Actually, before that, we have already have an announcement of Odyssey about the brief introduction of Odyssey under our university website. And after that, we want to have the whole chapter website. So we are going to finish that. Actually, Yuda will present this later on. And the second one is to develop another 1 or 2 sites and to increase the members from other hospitals in Taiwan. And third one is to participate in international research projects. And Alex and me are going to talk about this for more detail later on. And then the final one is to initiate the international research project from our site. Okay, so goal number 1 is to create Odyssey Taiwan website. Could Yuda talk to us about something about your planning for and the progress of the websites?
Hello everyone. Thank you, Professor, for your time. So about the website of the Odyssey Taiwan, overall we have like 70% already ready and finished, which we in our main menu we include some general information of the Odyssey Taiwan, the history, and then research and projects, partner and collaboration we have currently, and of course with the information of the TMU CRD, which is our data set from a 3 hospital of TMU affiliated, and we have like APAC and Global Symposium news, and then we have some gallery and contacts there. Well, maybe some content also we derived directly from the odyssey.org website, but we are planning to write our own with that. And also we also already added the Odyssey Global Symposium 2021 information and registration in our website. So hopefully people could join the Global Symposium there. And then we will add more content, and for more suggestions and contact information, everyone could just contact at the odyssey.taiwan@gmail.com for our communications. Maybe that's all, Professor, that I can share to all of you this morning. Any question, welcome. Thank you.
Can I suggest that, can we get the link to your website? This is great, first of all, but can we get the link to your website so that we can put it on tell the Odyssey Global folks and update the chapter pages with that information?
Sure. I think that will do, but yeah, currently we haven't do the domain for that because yeah, it's still very early. I think after I done like 100%, then I will share the link to all of you guys here.
Awesome. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Moi. Yeah.
Okay. Goal number 2 is to have more members from other hospitals. So actually, we have already contact with some hospital in whole Taiwan, from the northern Taiwan to southern Taiwan. Actually, so far there are 5 hospitals. They are interested in Odyssey. So including in National Taiwan University Hospital, the biggest hospital in Taiwan, and in Taichung, Zhong Hongzhonghe Hospital, and in southern Taiwan we have Jiayi Christian Hospital, Qimei Medical Centers, and also Kaohsiung Changgen Hospital. So we have already have the meeting with them, and we are trying to help them to understand Odyssey in more detail, and if they are interested in have the common data model, we will also support them about the technical parts. So here is goal number 2, and then we are going to distribute some information about future Odyssey conference meetings, and let more people join the activities about Odyssey. And goal number 3 is to participate in international research projects, and hypertension study is the first international project we joined, and we are almost there. So I would like to invite Alex to tell more details about the progress of this project. Is Alex available right now?
Thanks. I'm here. Thanks, Jason. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay. So right now we almost in the final results of this study, and we hope we will send some figure and results during this week, or I mean next week, because we got the data from database already, but it's showing some figure in Atlas is still some problem. So we already discussed with the team from Shanghai to figure it out. So hopefully we can do it soon, because the data in database is ready. The result in database is ready, but only the showing some figure is still some happen. So we try to figure it out. Yeah. So that's almost be done for the study. Yeah, thanks.
And also, in addition to hypertension study, we are going to think about, is there any other opportunities about the international study we can join? So Feng is our another PhD student. He is going to, he has already collected some information about international studies, and we are trying to use this flowchart, this process, and then to let more people in Taiwan who are interested in international research, and then we can help them to join any researchers. And Feng, would you like to share about your ideas, your planning?
Yes, thank you, Professor Jason, and good morning from Taipei. And Professor Jason mentioned about our collaboration strategy. I have established a process for how we do the collaboration strategy. First of all, we try to collect and seek the search the study on the ODC platform like GitHub or forums or from ODC website, and then we will review which study is appropriate or which study is potential to collaborate. And then we have the technical team to help us to conduct the initial research by using the team UCRD to compare the result between the study. After that, we can invite or we can seek the any potential researchers who is very interesting about the study, and those researchers maybe they from Team U system and our hospital or outside the institution, as we mentioned above, from other hospital. And then if they agree to a participant and we found any potential result, we can share the information, and we have our team to support the researcher to conduct the studies. And we hope that in the future we have a more study and we have a more participant to join our chapter and join the ODC's platform. So thank you.
Yeah, so this is our planning for international collaboration to join the international research. And because you guys from other countries have more experience about this, so very welcome to let us know if you have some idea, and please contact me and let me know, and we can follow your steps in the future. And then finally, would like to initiate the international, at least the one international research project. And because Alex and me have already done 2 studies. One is using single hospital database in Taiwan, and then the other one is about multi-centers in Taiwan. So and we would like to base these 2 studies, and we would like to have move forward and to have international research projects about the efficacy and safety of target therapy and the immunotherapies for non-small cell lung cancer, and use the data from other countries and to validate with each other. And if you guys have some are also interested in this topic, please let me know, and we are going to have a proposal and also the coding R code, and to let more people know and attract more people from other countries who can join these research projects in the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jason. So since we have 8 minutes left and we do have 2 chapters, so Australia and Singapore, so Nicole and Morning, so please, if you could, I think we'll do a quicker update since we're almost at the time. All right, so Nicole?
Yeah, so Roger is going to present today's presentation. Roger, do you want to share your screen?
I'm just sharing it now.
Can I suggest, if we run out of time and not cut any of the chapters, short, that we give Australia the amount of time they need, and then we'll move Singapore to next week.
I think that sounds a good idea because we do really only have 7 minutes. So Mu, would you suggest let's just end here and then we'll move the two Australia and Singapore update to the.
No. We let Australia do their update.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
Tommy, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. I'll get started. I'll try and be quick. Welcome, everybody. We've actually got quite a lot going on in Australia at the moment. There's a lot of enthusiasm for OMOP. We started our chapter last year with these goals to convert at least 5 Australian data sets to Atlas, Hades, OMOP sites and make vocabulary mapping available in open source format. And we're in the midst of doing this. Another goal was to participate in 2 to 3 international research studies and initiate 1 network study. We're on track for achieving that goal as well. And the third goal was to contribute the data quality tool White Bandicoot to Odyssey. We're also in the process of doing that. We've got a version 1, which we're currently asking another research group to test. So that's the White Bandicoot quality tool. OMOP mapping in Australia, there's we wanted to do 5, but there's quite a lot of mapping happening at the moment. So there's a lot more mapping, there's a lot more conversions going on than 5. So conversion of secondary care data. This is my project. This is a nationally funded project. And we're working with hospitals in Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia to convert their EMR data sets to OMOP. I talked about it earlier in the presentation. So we're working with Queensland, which has a large Cerner database. Queensland's quite a large state and they've got a centralised Cerner repository with approximately 3 million patient records in there. So that's one we're working on. We're just starting that up at the moment. We've started the technical group and we're actually recruiting somebody in Queensland an analyst to work on that. We're also working with Austin Health in Melbourne and Western Health. They're using Cerner. And we're also looking at Epic. Epic has 4 installations in Melbourne, and one of the installations is the Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre. So I was talking earlier about genomic data, and they're very interested in genomics in OMOP. We've recently, within the last week, we've had some more funding for conversion of primary care data. So we're working on Indigenous data in Australia, and this is going to be converted to OMOP data. So we've put a link up here to the press release from the government where we got some funding. It wasn't our group; it was a group in Queensland, but we contributed to the writing of the grant, and we will be helping with the OMOP conversions. We're also converting our primary care data at the moment. So as I said earlier in the presentation, we work with general practice. We've got 120 general practices that contribute to an enterprise data warehouse. And we're currently in the process of converting that data. In fact, we've just finished the ETL and we're in the process of testing it in Atlas. And we're validating it on the hypertension query that I think other groups have used around Asia Pac. So David, who is a data analyst who's working on this project with me, he's currently running that as we speak, and he's also in the call. So again, very active there, and it's very exciting. We're at the stage where we actually get to look at the data in Atlas rather than talk about mappings, which is nice. We're also doing a structured audit of all the OMOP mappings in Australia. Nicole's leading this. So what we want to do is have a registry of everybody who's working in OMOP in Australia. And we want to know at what stage they're at. Are they just thinking about OMOP? Are they implementing, or are they at the stage where they've actually got data to analyze and they can view it in a dashboard in Atlas? So we want to know where the maturity of OMOP in Australia. So Nicole's sending out a questionnaire on that. So that's quite exciting. So we'll know exactly what's going on in Australia. Oh yes, I just wanted to mention our colleagues at University of New South Wales have a paper out. It's in pre-press at the moment, and they're looking at extract, transform, load in OMOP. And what they've done is they've written a tool for writing the ETL logic for OMOP conversions. So the idea behind this is there's a YAML file which contains the information about the tables and the databases, and you can feed this into the tool, and the tool will interpret this and produce the SQL that's required to do the conversions. This paper is available in pre-press, and the tool is actually available on their website, so you can go in and have a look at that. So that's quite exciting, and we're gonna test that tool with them on some of the conversions that we're doing. Yes, international collaboration. We're participating in studies, international studies. So Odyssey APAC, research study on hypertension. We're participating in the IBD characterization study as well. I'm just conscious of time. We've got about a minute left, haven't we? Oh yes, I'd just like to give a plug for our chapter. We're giving a webinar in July, and Juan, who wrote the paper on the ETL conversions and has produced the tool for producing the SQL scripts, he's going to talk at our local Odyssey meeting, and that will be in the time zone for you guys. So if you're interested in it, it would be good for you to come along and he'll present the paper and show you the tool in action. I think I might just leave it there. We've only got about a minute left, but if there are any questions, I'll try and answer them.
Thanks, Roger.
Take that as no questions.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. And we're at noon. Thank you so much. And all of the recordings and slides will be shared on Odyssey website. Thanks again. Have a good one.
Thanks. See you again.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll
Bye.
see Singapore next week, in 2 weeks.
Yes, see you next week. I'll practice hard.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Morning.
Thanks. Okay. Have a nice one. Bye, everybody.
Bye.